Your business is always talking to you. Every missed sale, every difficult client, every quiet week, it's all feedback. It's not random. It's a mirror, a direct reflection of your internal world. The energy you sell from is the reality you create. So if something feels off in your business or icky, it's never just strategy, it's self. I'm so excited that you're here and that we're sharing this topic today because it goes extremely deep into something that isn't shared enough: quantum sales. That's right, this is not esoteric, fluffy clouds and bunny rabbits. This is the opportunity to shift into the identity of the real you, the true self who can sell for thousands per client and create transformations in their life. And because everything's a mirror, when you're helping your clients to create real change and transformation, that also means it's going to transform your life too. So stick around until the end. I'll tell you why, because I'm going to take you through this entire philosophy and structure it in a way that you're going to have tangible steps that you can take from today to shift into this place where you feel calm, you can sell from a place of peace and zero stress and anxiety. Because I learned the hard way. I spent many years pushing and growing a business and had success with it, but whatever I achieved, it always came crumbling down. And the reason was simple, because I was building from a place that wasn't me. And because it wasn't me, I had conflict. And no matter how much success the business achieved, it would always implode. And it was only when I shifted to who I truly am and said, I don't want to sell from this place of stress and anxiety anymore. I don't want to push and do another launch. I don't care about those things. I care about creating real value, creating change and transformation in the life of my clients, and selling from a place of peace and calm. And I'll show you how you can create that in your life too, or whatever's true for you. But this is the principle we're going to start with. You can only sell from who you truly are on the deepest level. And anytime we deviate from this truth, we get pain and we get conflict, because on a deep level, you already know who you are. Every day when you wake up, you know, I could be doing things this way, or I don't want to be back to back with clients or pushing for the next sale. I don't want to be posting on social media 25 times a day just because some coach or guru says so. And by the way, take everything I say today like a pinch of salt as well, because you've got to find your truth in this whole game. I mentioned already that I was selling from a place that wasn't true to me. And even though I was able to create that success, it was never going to last, because you always return to who you truly are. I was being pulled back again and again, and even hitting 50K, 70K in the business per month, it would always go back to zero. And I'm here to be open with you about that, because most people that I meet who are trying to get their business going, they just want to make more money. Money's important, but it's not as important as we think. Being in flow and operating from a place that is truly you, that's the game changer. But there are some principles and some deep foundations that we need to focus on. So let's unlock your true sales potential, create transformation in your life, change your clients' lives, because I think you're in business not just to make money, right? Money will come in abundance. Let's do it from a place that's truly you. So let's start off with the very basics. Most people, when they think about selling, they're stuck in a low vibration of selling. And what I mean by that is that their energy, and you do sell from your energy, is one of, I need the sale. I need the money. I need this next person to say yes. And unfortunately, when you make the sale about yourself, your client feels that energy from you. And even though that we think we're good at hiding it, the client will unconsciously pick up our desperation. And that's why we get stuck here in this low vibration. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you might need the money, but that's not the real you. The real you is one of abundance. The real you is calm and creative. The real you is there to truly serve and make a difference in the life of your client. And one of the things I've always say, when you sit down with a client, if you need the sale more than they need the help, they will unconsciously pick it up from you, and the sale will feel icky, and that's why they're going to say no. You want to sell from a place of calm, totally can focus on them, want to help them with every cell in your body, but equally not be attached to if they say yes or no. So low vibration is, I need the sale. Will they like me? Can you hear these insecurities coming through? I don't even know if they're going to like me. So me posting this video today, if I was caught up on, will they like me? Well, I don't know if this video is going to get 50 views or 5 million views, but If I'm caught up on will they like me, I'm never going to film the video in the first place. Low vibration also gets us caught up in these sorts of beliefs. I hate sales. When we say we hate selling, what we're actually saying is I hate helping people. And it becomes this cognitive dissonance, because you get a lot of people that say, I hate selling because I just want to help people. But in order to help people, surely they need to buy from you, right? We're not in a great position to help people if we're caught up in this low vibration that I absolutely hate selling. Why isn't it working? I hear a lot of business owners say this. They're saying, I don't get it. Why is it not working? I'm doing the work, posting videos every day. I'm doing the follow-up, but it's just not working. Okay, just because you've invested in your business and you're working daily, that doesn't automatically entitle you that you're going to make sales. One of my clients said to me recently, I've invested over $100,000 in my business. Why is it not working? Just because you've invested $100,000 in your business, that doesn't entitle you that your business is going to work. We have to go deeper. Our business was never about us in the first place. Now, sure enough, you can be in business to make money, and I want you to make an abundance of cash in your business. But first and foremost, business exists to solve problems in the lives of a specific type of client. And if you can create a transformation, that can pay you a lot of money. But when we're caught in this low vibration, I need the sale. Will they like me? Oh, I hate selling. Why isn't it working? We end up being reactive. So one way I can find out if somebody's caught up in low vibration immediately is ask a couple of simple questions. What is your sales strategy for this month? What is your structure around your sales throughout the month? Are you tracking the data, and do you know what is the best way to bring in potential clients, so leads into your business, and convert them to your next transformation client? And by asking those sorts of clients, the response or the reaction that that individual gives me tells me everything. Unfortunately, when we are in low vibration, because we're no longer thinking about the difference that we're making in the lives of our clients, we end up being extremely reactive. And remember, you've got time to be successful in this game, or you've got time for excuses, but you don't have time for both. It is an either or game. You must choose what mentality you're going to have, but this goes deeper than mentality. It goes to your entire identity. So as you can see, this work goes extremely deep. When we're caught up in low vibration, sooner or later, we're going to end up in survival mode. And that means that all of our decisions are short term. The way that we communicate, the offers that we make are going to be short term offers. Everything is about, I need to make money now. Can you hear that? I need to make money. I need to make an offer. There's no longevity to what we're doing. And that's why we end up with poor decision making, because everything is a reactive decision. So we rush things, and that's why things don't work out. Then we end up having this complete false belief around time. Time is a man-made construct. Time doesn't actually exist in the quantum field. Yes, of course, we are moving through our lifetime, but time does not exist in the way that we believe. And the cool thing is, when we shift identity, I'll talk to you about this in a moment, time collapses in our favor. And once again, when we're in survival, we only become focused on ourselves. We're not focused on how do I create real change and transformation in the life of our client. So ultimately, and I've been there myself, I'm not denying this, the reason why I'm able to do this video is I spent far too many years in survival mode. What we end up doing is I see this as every 90 days. Every 90 days, we burn it all down and we start again. The entrepreneur 90-day cycle. We get excited about something in month one. We tell the world how it's gonna change everything, and then month two, the reality starts to kick in. By month three, we're super frustrated because we've not made any sales, made 1 or 2 sales, and it's just not happening. So we burn it down, and then the whole thing starts again. So we never graduate to the next level. So a lot of people stay beginners for 20, 30 years because they don't stay with it. They don't create longevity in what they're doing. So the way that we can start to unpack this is to realize there's no separation. Everything is connected. The fact that you don't do the dishes in the morning will affect how you influence your client in the afternoon, because one of the big reasons why somebody will buy from you is that they see that you're an authority in your market. And if you can't do the dishes in the morning and clean your kitchen, that's going to affect your money. And unconsciously, you're going to have a bias that you don't feel good enough. Now, this doesn't mean that we fall into the low value psychology. Oh my goodness, I didn't clean my kitchen. That's why I'm struggling. I've got to clean the kitchen and then I've got to clean my whole apartment. No. But when we see that there is no separation, everything begins to change. But for most, and I mean this, most people, we've been conditioned to believe that we need to put things in boxes. Life, work, friends, time off, family, and sales in a different box. Oh, I love my business, but I hate sales. Do you not realize that there is no separation? when you put things into all these different boxes, what we do is we have all these false beliefs that go behind it. We start saying things like, oh, well, there's the work version of me, and then there's the life version of me. Then I'm a parent, and then I'm all these different things. That's an extremely limited mindset. And the reason for it is because it means you're spinning plates in your life and your business. And of course, you're going to be sabotaging your sales along the way, because we start to create labels. I am a parent. I am an entrepreneur, I am a coach, whatever it might be. We create all these mental constructs and limitations around us. The reason why I can't sell is because I care about people so much. That is a mental construct, it doesn't even exist. Create these imaginary lines. I am this person when I'm at work, and then I'm another person when I'm at home. No, it's all singular, it's all one experience, and trying to separate it is why we've got all this leakage that goes from one section to another. Remember, the most important client that you ever have is not a client that will pay you, it's yourself. So ask yourself, am I being true to myself first? Now I get it, if you're watching this video now and thinking, how am I going to do all this, Pete? That is the separation. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Low vibration, caught up in everything is separate. How am I going to spin all these plates? How am I going to do all these things? The answer is you don't have to. As we shift over here, we realize that we're limitless. Energy carries over. What we do in the morning in the privacy of our own home impacts how we influence our client in the afternoon. But what we must realize is that reality is one unified experience. There is no separation. Rather than trying to show up as the best mum or the best dad and then show up for work and then being a soccer coach on the weekend, why don't we look at life and say, I'm just going to be that person in all parts of my life. And the more that we can align this, the more we give permission for the real version of ourselves to come to life, which is super cool. Now, when I first learned about this separation, because I had influences around me saying, Pete, I just feel that you are putting things in boxes and it's exhausting for you to be living this way. There is no separation. I learned that time collapses when you truly shift into the real you, not the fake. The fake version of you is the limitations. The fake version of you is I'm not good enough. The fake version of you is that success is for others but not for me. The real version of you is the creative. The real version of you is the one who has an abundance of money, all the clients that you want to work with. That's what you're meant to do, but that's who you're meant to be in this world. And the coolest thing is time collapses. When I was compromising on who I truly am and trying to put things into boxes, everything felt at a distance. I was pushing all the time and I always felt I was 6 months away from success or a year away from success. And that's why I got nothing but pain and struggle. And even when I succeeded, it all collapsed. But the coolest thing is when I shifted and said, this is the real me. I'm going to start living true to who I am. I'm going to start observing myself. Time collapsed and everything I wanted, I mean this, everything I wanted started to happen instantly. And now I live here in Thailand. I've got my apartment which I absolutely love. I'm happy, I'm calm. I've got clients that I work with who are all amazing clients. And I don't feel like I'm forcing to do these YouTube videos or just run my business. Everything is connected. So time will collapse. Don't push it into the future. Because remember, life and your business and sales is a perfect reflection of who you are. Let's shift into this whole thing when it comes to getting clients, because this video specifically is about sales, even though it relates to everything in life. Most people have a mentality that I need to find the next client, which is an extremely limited mentality, because now we're operating from a place of fear. Oh my goodness, where are the clients? We're literally saying out loud, there's a lack of clients, I need to find them. Therefore, we end up chasing and pushing. And as long as we hold on to this belief, we're going to be chasing and pushing for the rest of our life. You don't find clients. There is no lack of clients. There is 8 billion people on this world, and you only need a very, very tiny percentage to work with you. In fact, if you're creating real change and transformation, you probably only need 2 or 3 clients per month. And with those clients, if you're charging, say, $3,000 or $5,000, you're making somewhere in the region of $9,000 to $15,000 per month with just 3 clients. And that means we want to operate from a place of create. I don't expect anybody to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to pay Pete Scott a load of money. I'm in the game of creating, and these YouTube videos help me to create. Posting content helps me to create. I used to get really frustrated and separate social media. Oh, I hate social media. Let's put it over there. But I realize it's all one. And there is no push. Everything can happen from a place of flow. And when we start to create our clients, it's because we are now truly being within our potential. We get to lead, we have zero attachment. As I mentioned earlier, your job is to want to help people because you want to help people. And of course you make the offer, hey, here's an invite to work with me, this is the price. Of course you want to do that. But at the same time, we want zero attachment to if they say yes or no, because it was never about you in the first place. And if somebody says no, that's wonderful, because there's going to be the right person and you only want the exact right people to work with you. Think about a relationship and trying to get somebody to date you that they don't want to date you in return. Do you want to hang around that person? They're not interested? No, you go, I want to find someone who values me. It's the same in the work that you do too. So we operate from a place of calm and peace. This is why I changed my business name this year, because I said I no longer operate from a place of stress and anxiety, and I shifted the business name to Peaceful Sales and Consulting. By the way, if you're not already part of my community, click below, get into my community, because this is the stuff that I'm sharing every single day. We do a monthly call. There's stacks of support, everything you ever need to make this shift in terms of sales, all the training and quantum sales approach too. So if we take all of this, we must understand you can only sell from who you truly are on the deepest level. And any deviation from that is why you've got pain. So how do we change it? Because it's easy to say, oh, I want to shift identities and I want to be my potential, I want to be the real me. Okay, well, let's go through these steps to do that. The first thing is to audit your sales vibration. Everything you sell has an energy behind it. I remember I used to sell these detox programs that were a premium product. Some of these detox programs sold for thousands of dollars. And I remember at the beginning I was terrible. And even when I made a sale, the detox program was returned and I would have to refund the client. This kept on happening to me and it was super frustrating. And then I learned, it's because of my intention. The energy I'm putting out, I'm selling from a place of desperation. So even when somebody says yes, my energy is going with that product in the bag. And then they get it home and they go, this is a bit icky, something's off with this. And they don't know what it is because they can't see it. But just because you can't see something, it doesn't mean you don't feel it. But then when I shifted to a place where I knew I was truly there to help my clients and I did the work on myself and I shifted my identity to saying that I might not be great at everything in life, but I really understand this. I can help my clients transform their body through detoxing, through having the exact transformational program to help them. I never, and I mean this, hand on heart, I never got a return. For years, nobody returned or asked for a refund. So do an audit on your sales vibration. What's your energy like? Are you hating sales? Do you feel that you need the sale? Will they even like you? Or are you operating from a place of calm and peace? Number 2 is rewire your sales intention. And that goes back to what I've just shared with you now. Most of the time we're making the sale about ourselves, and that's why we can't sell, because your client is consciously or unconsciously picking up from you. And this happens the same, even with this video. If you felt from me, this video is about me, then you would have picked that up early on and you wouldn't watch until now. But if you feel that I'm genuinely and sincerely here to help you, my intention is always going to come through. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how many YouTube videos you watch on, do I do a well-edited video? Do I use a whiteboard? Do I walk and talk? It doesn't matter. It's all about the intention. And in sales, your intention is everything. Your intention must be, I am here fully to help this individual and I have no attachment to if they say yes or no. Be, do, have. Not do have, which is how most people live. I've got to keep on doing because I don't feel that I believe in myself. I'm in survival. Keep working hard. I'll eventually have. You create this mental construct, this limitation that success is somewhere in the future. Meanwhile, success is here for you right now. But it means that we must be the person. So practice stillness, meditate every single day. I mean this, sales meditation every single day to be the person you know you are. And you don't need to become anything new. What you need to do is unbecome all the bullshit you've taught yourself over the years, all the limitations that you've been telling yourself, all this stuff over here. Be, then do, because it's a being and a doing universe, and then you will have. And time will collapse for you to have it quickly. Of course, extreme ownership. You must shift into that place where you say, I'm going to audit my thoughts, I'm going to audit how I'm showing up, and I'm not going to put all this in separate boxes. I'm going to take extreme ownership, because we must show, whatever your belief is, we must show the universe that we are serious. The funny thing is, filming this video today, I was tested 3 times because my phone rang 3 times. And the first 2 times I ignored it, said I've got to film this video. The 3rd time I picked up and I caught myself. I said, wow, I'm procrastinating now, and I'm telling the universe I'm not serious, I'm not being that person. I didn't say all this to my friend on the phone. I'd say, listen, I've got to go, I've got a video to film. He's like, cool, no problem. Where before, I would have taken that distraction, probably had an hour conversation with my friend, then it would have been too late to film the video. You see how it works. Take extreme ownership. And finally, in order to raise your vibration, the most underrated tip of all is to have more fun. Enjoy the journey. I don't want you to come at this from a low vibration and low value psychology, because that's just going to give you more pain. Have fun along the way. Be grateful for everything that you're doing. I mean, I'd love for this video to get 1 million views, but I really don't care if it just gets 50 views. I'm here to serve, I'm here to make a difference. And by the way, thank you for being here. Thank you for checking out this video. If you want me to share more content on this, because I'm just opening the topic here, there's so much more that I want to share, then a couple of options for you. Number one, let me know below, especially if you want me to talk about something specific. However, make sure you're in my community too. The community is the game changer. That's where you can get everything that you need and that you want to truly transform how you feel and shift into that identity of the real you, so you can transform your sales and ultimately transform your life.